Hey, how's it going? In this video, I'm finally going to be reviewing my G85. I believe this camera is now discontinued. You know what? I really love this camera. So since this camera is no longer being really produced, it's not very popular, but I love it. And I think that the reason why I love it translates into probably all of the Lumix cameras from Panasonic. So I am preferentially a Canon shooter. I'm a shoot Canon DSLR, and I'm not a videographer. Let's put that out there. I like to make stories and I like to market our businesses using video because it's the most fun, basically. So by no means am I professionally trained or anything like that, and I'm not really looking to be technically sound and technically exact and technically fancy with all the things that I use. The way that I look at marketing is by effectiveness, not by equipment. The reason why I love this camera is, one, the parallel between the Canon interface and this interface. We tried to go Sony for a minute, and the Sony's not confusing, but it's different, and I didn't really like it. And because I'm a Canon shooter and because I like the simplicity of Canon interfaces, I like that interface a lot better. So a couple of things about this. This was not attached. So I use this Rode. It's basically a shotgun mic. It's the Video Micro. It's about 60 bucks on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. I think it's really handy. I run and gun a lot, so I shoot a lot of behind the scenes videos. I shoot a lot of vlogs. I shoot little marketing shows with it. It's not the best. It came with this kit lens. It's 60-12, not prime. So that means that when you zoom up this lens, the aperture will change. It won't stay at 3.5, which it is. That's what it is. So it's a 60-12 or 12-60, 3.5. And then if you were going to zoom up on this to try to get more of a background blur kind of shot, which you can do with this, then the aperture goes a little bit smaller. So it'll go to like 5.6. And that'll be the widest that you can open it. So you can really only do that in a well-lit area. Another big reason why I love this is because this flip screen. Definitely when you vlog or when you make videos like this, you need to have a screen so you can see yourself, so you make sure that you're in frame and you look good. Say we're shooting something like a behind the scenes video. I still want to be able to shoot like this if I want to, shoot like that if I want to, and it's super light. So this is a Micro Four Thirds camera, which means that I couldn't use any of my Canon lenses, my big heavy lenses, on this body, because for one, they would need a conversion like a Metabones or something like that for me to use them. So I've been using this most of the time, and I always do kind of like, oh, I should go invest in in a more expensive lens and everything, but then I always back out because I know I have awesome lenses, and if I really wanted to shoot something that was like high quality in terms of the lens and the body, I have my Mark IIIs and we have Mark IVs and we have fancy lenses, but for the most part it always goes to, well, what's your message? Are you being effective? Where is this video being utilized? And for the most part, I'm not making films, maybe like short, fun films, like highlight videos and things like that. But I'm not making wedding videos. So for me, it doesn't make sense to do that. I could do that, and then the picture quality would be absolutely really good. Like if I were to upgrade this lens, it's like $1,000 lens. It's also a range lens because I really believe in like being there for the moment and not reenacting the moment as much as possible. I hate doing that because it's not genuine. And so I like things to be, my style is very raw. So that's why I kind of stuck with it even after basically over a year of using this. So I purchased this last March, I believe, back in 2017, and got it for $1,000 with the lens. I really love it. The only thing I hate about it is there's this little side menu that I never use in the interface that gets in the way of me seeing the recording red dot thingy. So sometimes I've already hit record and I'm just by myself, and I won't know exactly that I'm recording. Like I'm using the Canon G7X right now to record this video, and I can see very clearly it's recording. And so that gives me peace of mind whenever I'm creating a project, whether it's you know, for fun like this or for a client or something like that, I know I'm recording, I'm getting that data. That you really need to know that. There really needs to be no question about whether or not you're recording. So I'd really like it if they improve that. Finagling with the on and off switch too much, I think it will just kind of mess up the camera. I don't know, things aren't made to last anymore. So I try not to do that as much anymore. I did that maybe one time at a wedding where I tried to turn it off and it didn't turn off, and the camera was quite warm. So a lot of times with these mirrorless cameras, they have a problem with overheating. I've never had an overheating warning like I did with the Sony NX5T or whatever a long time ago, but it does get warm. I think it starts to affect the on and off with this camera. So otherwise, for the most part, no problems with it. I've used non-branded batteries with this camera, like 2 of them, and they seem to last pretty much okay. I can go through maybe 1.5 batteries of shooting behind the scenes weddings, shooting 10 to 15 second clips for like a 8-hour wedding. More than that, probably need more, but usually don't really have to, because then you basically got the highlights of that wedding. If you're doing a lot of heavy shooting, longer shooting, you know, expect to use more batteries and expect to hopefully have a backup camera. If you only have one camera and you're actually shooting a real wedding, like not behind the scenes, I wouldn't recommend it. Those are basically the cons in my experience, not too many of them. Another thing that I really love about this is, like I was saying, yeah, it's a micro 4/3 camera, so it's light. So my style is to run and gun with things. I hate carrying extra equipment. For one, I got a bad hips, bad back. So the less equipment that I can carry, the better. I can put on like a spider holster thing here and kind of just for a quick release and kind of hang it on my hip or something like that. So that's very nice. The access to the battery is okay, because once I put a plate on here, I have to usually swing that plate around to get access to the battery. So I wish in some way that was more accessible on a like an easier scale, where I wouldn't have to take this off my tripod or something like that, or my plate or anything. But at least the memory card is separate. So they used to have like my Canon G7X, you have to access, which I hate it, the battery and the memory card in the same area, and it's always blocked by a plate. So if you have that thing on a tripod or a quick release plate, you have to take that thing off and then do it. And like, I don't know, when you're running and gunning and you're filming and stuff, you want things to just be instant. So I like that it uses that. It only uses SD cards. Autofocus on this is very good. It's very quick. I don't have to wait. It doesn't hunt. Maybe sometimes in low light, but it'd have to be pretty low light for it to be hunting for the target. And it has touchscreen. So you can quickly touch for it to focus on something very quickly. In a jam, like in a pinch, like I already said, this lens is not the best, but in a pinch, you're on vacation, you're doing behind the scenes photos, you can quickly go ahead and use the eye finder or the eyepiece to shoot some good photos. Because I don't know about you, but once you get used to shooting through the eyepiece with a DSLR, I feel that you can frame shots up better versus looking through here like a novice. You look through here and you can do this kind of thing. Like, that's all good and fine, but there's so much more things that you can do if you do have a photographer's eye when you look through the eyepiece. I feel. So it's great that I have the option, right? Another thing too is that yes, you can attach and record right into the camera for your audio. And this mic too, which I love, is no batteries required. So a lot of my setup is all about like, go, pick it up and go. I want to record something, let's go. I don't want to have to remember to put batteries in something. I only have to remember one battery, and the charge lasts a long time. So the way that I shoot is usually in clips, 10-second, 5-second clips. Unless it's like an interview style thing or something like that. And the interview style, it'll record straight for a good 30 minutes. It'll go 30 minutes for sure. Oh, I have to check, okay? I have to check, but it's a long time for at least a voiceover or an interview or something like that. Usually not interviewing straight 30 minutes. Usually you're taking 15, okay, let's take a break. Let's, you're coaching them through and everything like that. and then you can do another take. How accessible it is to access your aperture and your shutter speed right here with these things. I didn't have to map anything, custom anything. The durability, I mean, when I'm shooting video, I'm pretty careful with it too. I've never dropped it or anything like that, thank goodness. It does really well for what the purpose is. So for a marketer, a content creator, a YouTuber, somebody who's not too hung up on the technicality of things or the fanciness of things, like you're not going to really use this as a working videographer, maybe as like a backup camera or a B or a C camera. Definitely wouldn't be your primary, but it is cool. I love it. I love it. I love how quick and easy it is. I always bring this on vacations. We're going on vacation pretty soon, so I'll be bringing this for sure. You can easily snap this in and even carry it for a long time too. You know, maybe not around your neck, because I don't like carrying anything around my neck, and I'm thinking about getting a pancake lens, so it'll be even, the profile of this will be even smaller in your backpack. If you're looking for a camera that can create consistent content for your business or your personal brand or something like that, and you just want to roll with the easiest and less headaches as possible, I think this is a really good camera. The next step to this is probably like the G7. If you want to get a little bit more fancier, is the G85. So stay within there. If you're used to the Canon kind of interface and working with Canon, I think it's very similar. It has a flash, but honestly I've never used it. Where is it? Boop. Yeah, that's whack. Okay, shh, go to sleep. Okay, so that's it. You know, I love this camera. I've been using it for over a year now, consistently as a content creator, shooting on it almost probably at least every 3 days. I'm picking this thing up and going shooting, creating some sort of content for Instagram, Facebook, a show, YouTube, a review video, whatever. It is my preference to use this. It's not so big and gaudy, and it's not so heavy that I can run and gun with it. It's 4K. Barely weighs a pound, so I love that. I'm like 5'1". I'm not trying to carry anything actually. Check it out. Links are in the description, even for the microphone too. Everything that I do use. If you have any questions about this camera, I love it. Put it in the comments below and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.